Let's talk for a minute about how we develop the talent and the workforce of the future, because you're talking about that next generation of CIOs and what you hope that they would be doing and focusing on. What steps have you taken to develop the workforce of the future in IT there?
So one thing, Sue, I want to say off the bat is for most of my career, like the first 2/3, I really sucked at this kind of concept. I just was not nearly as attentive to it as I should be. But at Henry Ford, I'm very proud that what we did with our IT leadership team is let's not think about succession planning. Let's think about succession readiness.
Hmm.
And to me, what succession readiness has been for the last 5 or 6 years is taking the different IT executives that report to me and saying, I'll tell you what, why don't you go do this meeting instead of me? Why don't you go do this presentation? Why don't you talk to the board instead of me? And I'll tell you what, I'll coach you up ahead of time and I'll do prep work with you and I'll do debrief after. But let's put the folks who report to us into our positions in little ways and be very deliberate about that through time and let them struggle on stuff. And, as you know, our roles are, there's no textbook. It's very situational. It's about being able to respond sort of in the moment. And that's learned through experience. So at Henry Ford, when I arrived, there were a few of our IT leaders who had applied for the job that I ultimately got. The organization didn't feel that they were ready. But I, from day one, said, when I leave, I want to feel like there's a couple people here who are really viable successors and can carry on this organization, provide continuity. And there are. And a couple of them are in the process right now of applying and interviewing for the role. And I think we have many people, many executives in the organization who are very comfortable with that, and that notion of promoting from within. But it's because we've been very deliberate. Another thing I've done a lot of over the last several years is my peer executives, I've spent a considerable amount of time talking about everybody who reports to me, what I see as
Right.
their pros and cons, why I'm having them interact with
Yeah.
my peer instead of me. That's deliberate. So I think maybe morphing the concept of succession planning to be more succession readiness
Yep.
might be a way to think about that.